So, who are you going to be today, Mr. Ben?
He was in the lane with the special shop. For once, he hardly paused, but went straight in.
So, hello, and in this video I'll be showing you how to create a character for Star Saga. Now you'll need the character and mission creator expansion for this, and you'll need any model that you like the look of on a 25mm base. Anything on a bigger base, then you're gonna have issues. If you've got any model from Dead Zone, from Warpath, or need any other sci-fi intellectual property of miniature based stuff, you could use for this quite easily. You will potentially need this, which is the character sheets that come with it, the expansion should I say, or you could make your own, because I don't think there's enough room to put all the stuff down. And I won't be sticking directly to the points cost, because if you're making your own missions and whatnot, you won't need the points cost. Or you will, depending on what your Nexus player, GM, DM, Dungeon Master says. But for me, I'll be just doing the basics. I won't be doing points costs, just to keep it simple. To start with, you'll need to choose a race. Now, there's a hell of a lot of race cards here. You've got things like Robot, Enforcer. Yes, you can be Enforcer if you want. Orc, Matsudan, Crystalline, Chorus. Most of these races you'll find in Dreadball, but you can, like I said, you can find a fair few of them in different sci-fi things. So let's go for, who do we want to go for? Let's go for, just because we can, a Goblin. So we look on the side to see the stats. He's got a movement of 5, a shoot of 2, a fight of 1, armor of 1, and a tech of 1. He's got 5 health, like most characters will have, but after he takes 2 wounds, he's injured, so he'll have less dice to use for attacking and defending purposes. Goblin cannot take assault at major level. I'll explain that as we go on. All goblins can choose a starting speed skill, paying its regular cost, in addition to their other starting skills, regardless of whether they have the speed attribute. I'll get on to that. Starting skill, Sneaky. Goblins gain +1 defense against 3 strikes and +1 attack when attacking an enemy's rear arc, shooting or close combat. Which isn't bad, you get a nice starting skill, and you have the ability to get a speed skill, which is nice. We then come on to the attributes. Now there are 6, and unless the race says otherwise, you choose 1 to be major and 1 to be minor. So for instance, if I pick shooting as major, I get +2 to my shoot value, and I get a ranged weapon long range. If I choose it as my minor, it's +1 shoot and ranged weapon short. So I could use shooting as my major if I wanted, which I think I'll do that, and I think I will have tech as my minor, I think. So what tech does is +1 tech, and if you go major, +2 tech. The reason it says special is because some races allow you to take special. Usually you can only have one special. If you take the special, then you can't have another attribute, you only get stuck with one. But it usually has something extra, like you get a skill at no cost. Each level in a attribute has a points cost, so if you're using the points costs, then that's what you would use. You then choose a bonus from one of the following. It's found in the rules for making your own character. You've got a choice of choosing up to 2 of the following: +1 move, +1 shoot, +1 assault, +1 tech, hardy, specialism, which is select any one skill card that corresponds to your race or one of your attributes, and signature kit. Select any one equipment card worth up to 20 credits. This can include single-use items such as grenades. If chosen in this way, they can be used once per mission. The character will get them back again for the next game. The first 5, the +1 move, the +1 shoot, +1 assault, +1 tech, and the hardy, are general skills which will be found in the skill deck. The specialism thing, again, you'll be finding them in the skill deck. Depending on what expansions you have, there'll be some in the main game, obviously. But if you have all the expansions and this, then you'll have a lot to go through. I will give my goblin +1 assault, because assault of 1 seems a bit weedy, assault 2 not bad, and I will be going for +1 shoot, so my goblin will be shooting on 5 dice. So my goblin character has both of these, like so. Next you choose a feat. These are found in the skills deck, and it will say underneath what it's called and the points cost. It will say feat underneath. I've chosen a shooting one because you choose from the race, the attributes, or general. And I have chosen pew pew pew. Shoot up to 3 times, resolve the shots one after another, which gives my goblin character a fair bit of shooting. Next, you'll need to choose armour. You might not be able to if you're using the points, but I always suggest you do. Most races only get a choice of light or heavy armour. Some, such as the dwarves and the orcs, do get a choice of powered armour as well. So you can have a power armoured dwarf. The light armour, you increase the character's defence. I'm called the armour, but it's defence, by 1. Heavy armour, you increase the defence by 2, but decrease their move by 1. So the goblin would be move of 4, but defence of 3. I'm going to leave the goblin with light armour. So just goes there. So my goblin's on our defence of 2 and a move of 5, which isn't bad if we're being honest. So this is my character. I've added up the points, comes to 120 points. Its attributes are goblin, shoot and assault. It's got a move of 5, shoot of 5, assault of 2, armour of 2, or defence of 2 I suppose, tech of 2. It's got 2, takes 2 wounds before it's injured. It's got a ranged weapon long, and starting skill is sneaky. If you can write smaller and better, obviously you'll fit it in better, but like I say, you might be better doing a bigger character sheet if you want. And feat is pew pew pew. Like I say, if you can write better, put it in. And then you've got a piece where you can put the picture if you want. But all you need now is a model. One I've gone for is of my own design. You could go for a jump pack if you want, which in this case has a giant rocket strapped to his back. His long range weapon with a shoot of 5 is a HMG, because with a shoot of 5 you're not telling me he's not going to lay down a lot of firepower. But of course you don't have to do this if you don't want. This is just an example. It might not even be that good an example. Better example, you could have a Judwan monk, an Udlin sniper, a Viamin heavy weapons expert with a rather long knife. It could be a goblin commander with a huge pistol and some dynamite in his pocket. From a hobgoblin with a rifle and a Z with a rifle, which in their hands is more like a sniper rifle or HMG, to a orc medic in power armour. Do not tell me that doesn't sound awesome, because as far as I'm concerned, yes it does. Oh yes, it does. You'll get more skills as your mercenary levels up, as you'll see at the side here. You've got this level up track which starts at 0 and goes all the way to technically 15. You'll need to get to that to be able to get an upgrade token. For each upgrade token you can purchase a skill. Now once you've got your first skill, you'll need 2 upgrade tokens to purchase your second, 3 to get your third, and so on and so forth. I would recommend ending the campaign if a party gets somewhere around the 4 to 6 skills mark in this way, because they will get really powerful, and unless you're making up a lot of your own stuff, it can be hard to do. So I'll just give you an example of some of the other skills. So we've got combination strike. Once per turn, if this mercenary kills an enemy during a close assault action, they can immediately make another close assault action against another adjacent enemy, sorry. This means you can attack multiple opponents. You've got ones such as tough if you want to be survival. So if you get a large, you remove damage, which isn't bad. You've got like first aid, which if you want a medic, you can take that early if you want when you're making a character. What else have we got? Resourceful, which is a general ability, which isn't bad. When this mercenary discards an equipment card on an attack die, roll an attack die, sorry, on a large, this card is not discarded. So if you throw a grenade, potentially you could keep the grenade, which is brilliant. And then you've got, what else? We've got lucky. Once per mission, the mercenary can re-roll any number of dice. For a single dice roll, flip this card over to show it has been used, so just get some re-rolls. What else have we got? Hotwire. This mercenary may attempt to unlock a door from the door itself rather than the terminal. If successful, the door is opened as part of the same action, which is nice because opening and closing doors are actions in themselves. So this is a nice one to have if you've got a good techie expert in your team. You do want to have a nice variety. You want to have at least one that's good at tech. You want to have at least one, probably 2 that's good at shooting, and then quite possibly one that's good in close combat, or maybe a mix. One that's good at tech and shooting, close combat. One that's good at shooting and close combat. One that's good at tech and shooting, and then the last one could be a sport character with tactic options and survival. Maybe a medic that orders your team to go somewhere. You've got the options, and options are always good. So this is just a brief creating a character. I will be going through some more stuff for making a proper team in a future video. So thank you for watching, and for now, goodbye.